like it when I turn it on. The opening words are, "Look to this day." Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. Welcome to this beloved community known as UU Amherst. I'm Amy Malakowski, and I'm a member of the worship design team and substitute assistant to our speaker of the day. My pronouns, which I offer to create a truly inclusive and brave space for all to live into the fullness of their identities, are she, her. For those gathered in the chapel, I invite you to put your phones on airplane mode, or as we like to call it, worship mode, so that you and all may be fully present and free from distraction, as well as freeing up web bandwidth so our live streaming friends are able to enjoy the service without disruption. When the bandwidth is interrupted, we lose the live stream, which means we lose the people who are attending the service online. It takes several minutes to reload, and often folks don't remain online. Thanks for helping us all be present. Our song of intention this morning is found in the gray hymnal at 347, Gather the Spirit. Please rise in body or in spirit as we sing. Gather the Spirit, harvest the poor, or sacred fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour, our trials in this life appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion, and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit appearing once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion, and strength. You may be seated. It is our custom when we gather to light a chalice. The chalice is a cup or vessel that symbolizes the gathered community. The flame represents the spark that each one of us brings to represent the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment to bring more compassion and justice to the world. Please join me in our chalice lighting words as Lynn Usovich lights the flame. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of our life together. Each week, as we light the chalice to symbolize the gathered community, we also acknowledge that our church is built on holy ground, ground that was first cultivated and occupied by the Haudenosaunee and those known as the Neutrals. We offer this libation as our giveaway, a symbol of our respect for and deep connection with the land. We are a beloved community, a gathering of people who have chosen to journey together, to encourage one another, and to be part of something important and life-changing. Because we aspire to be such a people, we make bold promises about how we will be with one another. Whether today is your first time, or if you've made UU Amherst your longtime home, you are invited to share in our sacred promise. Together we promise to gather in compassionate community, to celebrate diversity of thought and unity of spirit, and to seek wholeness for ourselves, our children, and our world. Each week we bring our whole selves into these concerns and sorrow and bring love to the broken places. Come
Homespace mission is to really make individuals independent 2 generations at a time. That means we serve 14 to 21-year-old, pregnant and parenting, and some non-pregnant young ladies that are in the foster care system due to abuse, neglect, possibly PINS or JD, which means maybe they're not going to school, maybe they have troubles at home. And we wrap them around with services. We have 3 specific programs. One is Second Chance Home, the mother-baby group home, where we can take up to 16 people, and that is a variation of mothers and babies, pregnant young ladies. And our young ladies usually in this program are 14, 15, 16. Some of them recently are a little older than that. We have an apartment complex program called the SILP, S-I-L-P, and those are individual apartments for young families and young women, age 17, 18, 19, 20. And then we have Community SILP, which they go out into the community. They've done really great with what we've provided them here, and they're ready for their own apartment.
I got taken away at a young age from my parents and stuff, so I was going in and out of the system and through a lot of group homes and stuff like that. I ended up coming here when I got pregnant. I came here when I was about 8 months pregnant. If it wasn't for Homespace, I don't think I would have got my education. I dropped out of high school when I was younger, and I ended up getting my GED because the staff stayed on me. They definitely helped me with my parenting skills because my son cried a lot and I didn't have the patience for it. My housing situation a lot because of me jumping around so much in my life, and then I came here and it was like, you really have somewhere to look forward to, like, oh, I know where I'm going to sleep at night, I know where I'm going to be at night.
I ran away from my mom when I was 14 because I didn't agree with what was going on in our household. And I turned to men, and that's when I met my baby father. He was 23, I was 14. I came to Second Chance shortly after that, and I've just been working to get my life back on track. Aaliyah is 3, she will be 4 in June, and I will be 19. She is as energetic as they come. I think she's really, really smart for her age.
When I first started working here, I related to the girls in a lot of ways because I was a young mother at 19. And Homespace is such a great program. I mean, these girls come from all over and all different lives. All they really need is somebody to love and support them. When they come to Homespace, we become family. And we teach the girls how to become independent and self-sufficient. We teach them, you know, how important education is, and teach them how to parent.
If it wasn't really for Second Chance, I probably wouldn't be doing good as a parent. And I don't ever want my son, go through the stuff I went through. You don't have to keep the trend of your family. Like, you can do better.
Our reading is from Edward Everett Hale. I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something I can do. This month we will be sharing the offering with Homespace. It is part of our commitment to foster more compassion and justice in the world by supporting groups who are doing this work in our community. Instructions for giving will be shared at the end of the service. It is my pleasure to introduce James Zawodzinski Jr., the president of the board of Homespace. James is an attorney at Hodson Russ and a 2002 recipient of Buffalo Business First 30 Under 30 Award, which honors young professionals whose work benefits not only their employers, but our community as a whole. James lives with his husband, Ryan, and their 2 dogs in Kenmore. Personally, I know James because I also work at Hodson Russ, and we became friends when he moved in the office across from my cubicle. Now, friends should expand your life view a bit, so because of James, I marched in my first Pride Parade as an ally, which I highly recommend to everybody. And because of me, James is attending a UU service and giving the sermon. Let's go, James.
What a privilege it is to be here today. Thank you so much for having me at your wonderful faith community, which is clearly robust, faith-filled, and lovely. Amy doesn't give herself enough credit. She is an integral part of the Hodgson Russ litigation team, and she refuses to work with me. She tells me I'm on a waiting list, so we'll see how long it takes for me to get, I'm in her good graces, but I'm not there yet fully. But it's nice to be here today. My name is James. Like Amy said, I'm the president of the Homespace Board of Directors. I'd like to share how grateful I am today to be here, to have the opportunity to share a little bit about what Homespace really is. I learned about the organization when I was a first-year lawyer at Hodgson Russ. Our firm that Amy and I work at gives back a lot. We donate, I think, somewhere north of $500,000 a year to charities around Western New York that means something to the attorneys and staff that work at the firm, which is why one of the reasons I wanted to work at that place. Putting that aside, one of the more senior attorneys that I think Amy worked with, Kara, for a while, dragged me, never mind, but she dragged me to a fundraiser in the fall of 2017, and it was for Homespace. And I had no idea what Homespace was, but I thought, if the firm supports it, I should too. And I heard from some of the young women, which I'll get into in a bit, that shared their stories in person with us as young mothers, as young women in the community that had no opportunity, no guidance for education, no parental, grandparent, or otherwise supervision, that were really alone and lost in the Western New York community. And I saw first-handedly what Homespace did for these young women and the babies, the little lovely faces we saw in the video. And I started crying. And everyone looked at me like I was crazy because I was bawling my eyes out. But it really triggered something to me because I was privileged my whole life to have such a beautiful family and to have all of these wonderful blessings, attending great schools, being able to work at such a great law firm that these young people don't necessarily have. So I wanted to get involved, and during COVID, our board president came off of his term, and I was voluntold into the position via a Zoom meeting, as many of us would recall happening. I'll never forget that day because I literally had no idea what being a board president entailed, and how much effort and compassion really goes into the job. Putting aside my history with Homespace, the video did a good job of showing you, giving you a picture or a visual to see what we do. But the organization has been around for 30 years. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year, which is pretty exciting. And it ties itself back to the Trinity Episcopal Church in downtown Buffalo, where a group of what we called founders met to identify and fix a crisis with young people who were visiting homeless shelters. And homeless shelters can do so much, right? But only so much. They're not a permanent structure for these young people, and they don't provide the necessary growth and development skills that a program like Homespace would offer. So the founders of Homespace realized that these young people didn't have that opportunity, and subsequent, and with much research, in 1989, developed Homespace, which was later accredited by New York State, which is where we receive 95% of our funding today. The mission of Homespace was to create a solution to this problem that would provide not only transitional housing, but would also provide support programs to help families in need break away from dependency in the system. St. Philip's Episcopal Church downtown was one of the first churches to really back this, although being here today in front of all of you, I think Homespace is a perfect match for the UUA and City Church for two reasons. We bring young people, staff, board members from all backgrounds: wealth, no wealth, education, no education, religious, not religious, and it's cultures and opportunities. And number two, we just recently went through a 6-month search to find our new executive director, and he is a member of your church, but the city. And so the the lady that you saw on the video, Kim Morris, she left Homespace a year ago. So the video is outdated, but its purpose isn't. And Michael Hill, I don't know if you know him at all, but he is a member of the UU Buffalo Church, and him and his husband live in Amherst with their 2 beautiful children, and he's very involved in that church. So I didn't realize that, and Amy brought it to my attention, which is just fabulous. Michael would have otherwise been here with me today, but he's in Germany visiting family. So I'm going to speak on his behalf. So like the video said, we have 3 programs, which your wonderful contributions will help assist. The Second Chance program is a pregnant, parenting, and postpartum program. It's open to any youth in foster care ages 14 to 21 that are currently pregnant. And once the young mothers and their children necessarily age out of that program, they can move into Next Step, which provides safety, structure, and support. And these are all on-site programs, so we're not referring anyone out. We have social workers, counselors, et cetera, that are there 24 hours a day helping these young women, and now men. As of 2021, we are now inviting young men into our program as well, because that is obviously, I could be a father as well, and will be a father. So it's not just specific to one gender anymore, which is a good thing. And we've also seen substantial growth in our more recent program, which we are writing a lot of grants for. It's YPrep, Young Person Resource and Empowerment, and that serves youth who have aged out of foster care. Something that I did not appreciate or realize is that a lot of these programs, whether they're runaway shelters or not, they stop at a certain point. The government funding stops, and the children are displaced. The young people are displaced. So we identified in early 2015 a need to bridge that gap and bring a little bit more of a transitional program to the youth that we serve out of foster care. And it's been working really well. We've seen an instrumental and unbelievable amount of our young people graduating, going on to become nurses. We just graduated a doctor that's going to enter her residency, which is fabulous. And at any time, so you're wondering maybe how many youth we serve, it's somewhere around 50. And I'm super excited because one of my big goals as board president for my last term now in the next 2 years was to expand because there is such a need. So we just purchased 10 acres of land in the city of Buffalo, and we're going to be building a new structure that will be all funded by government money as well as private donors, for some of our other programs. So enough about Homespace. As Amy recollected, I'm an attorney and I litigate, so I often appear in front of judges and podiums all the time. And I enjoy the microphone, so it's hard for me to step away. But I wanted to give you a little background about Homespace so that when you're thinking about where you attribute your holiday dollars this year, you remember us, because it's a really neat organization. It doesn't get much public eye, and we serve a great deal of a very select group of people that really need our help. So as December opens up before us and we sit here together on what many Christians celebrate as the first Sunday of the Advent season, we welcome in the gift of reflection. We turn toward our holiday celebrations, whatever those may be, and we search for common threads of meaning. I ask you today, somewhat of a call, to take a few moments and reflect on Homespace's core mission, the gift of family that Homespace provides to the youth it serves. Much like the gift of family that this faith-filled community, at least what I've seen so far, provides to each of us seated here today. Families are complicated. The youth we serve are complicated. And families with little to no guidance from mentors or other figures are even more so complicated. Our youth cannot make it alone, just like many of our faith leaders couldn't. Our youth need love. They need to feel our arms around them at whatever stage in their lives they may find themselves. And they need a faith-filled community that can help them know they are there. That they are loved, not alone, that they have infinite worth, that they are connected to all of us and all life, and that they can make a difference, that there is joy in doing so. So today, as we sit here together and as we begin the holiday season, I invite you to remember who we are, that we are spiritual beings connected to something larger and more trustworthy than ourselves. The transcendent mystery and wonder of the universe asks us to call into existence that which has been forgotten. That we are not here to act as if we are brothers and sisters, but to remember that we really are brothers and sisters, whose very reason for being is to love and care for one another. Today, as you're contemplating your holiday gifts, remember that your generosity will help so many young people at Homespace feel the love this holiday season and beyond, and that will help them feel that they are loved not alone, that they have the infinite worth, that they are connected to all of us and all life, and that they can make a difference, and that there is joy in doing so. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure, and I've really enjoyed your service. My husband and I, when we left the Catholic Church, for obvious reasons, we could not get married there, among others, we joined Westminster Presbyterian Church in the city. So we're members there, and we do love it, enjoy it. But it's always wonderful to be a guest at another faith-filled community that is filled with so much acceptance and love, and I appreciate that.
Thank you, James. Our song in response will be Love Will Guide Us, number 131 in the gray hymnal. Please stand, or please rise in body or spirit, and remain standing as we close this portion of the service by extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please be seated for a few brief announcements. As our service draws to an end, our service to the world is ready to begin. Let me tell you about some of the opportunities to connect and serve in the days to come. Note the announcement on the back of your order of service that there will be a special congregational meeting following the service next Sunday, December 10th, and it looks like Randy's here to tell us more about that.
Good morning. Hey, they're all awake. Yes, next Sunday here in the chapel, we will have the special congregational meeting where the only item on the agenda will be to vote on authorizing $10,000 to spend with Wendell Architects to provide an updated engineering and architectural study to figure out how we can take care of the buildings on our campus. The meeting will be held in here because it will be available remotely, and this is where we've got that facility. So I will just remind you that whatever we're going to do, we need a quorum of 50 voting members, present or online, in order to be able to conduct any business. And as has been mentioned, some of the buildings certainly could use some updating. So we hope to see you all here. Again, there'll be a very short presentation at that meeting, and then any discussion, and then just that one thing will be voted on. So ideally, it will not take up your entire afternoon. Anyway, thank you.
Next week's service is being offered by the UU Amherst Leadership, Development, and Nominating Committee. The title of service is Gather the Spirit. Join us to hear from congregation members who are participants in the many activities we have here for enriching our lives at the U. All right, as always, see the church newsletter, the foreword, for information regarding upcoming services and events. And of course, we would be remiss if we didn't invite you to participate in supporting the mission and ministry of UU Amherst with your financial gifts. You'll find a green basket at the back of the chapel to receive your contributions, or you can give online by going on our website, uuamherst.org, and clicking on the giving link, or text your gift to the number on the screen. To support Homespace, you can put cash in an envelope found at the back of the chapel and designate share, or make a check to UU Amherst with share in the memo line. Your gifts and participation are important because we pick fruit from trees we did not plant. We drink water from wells we did not dig. This is as it should be, so long as we dig and plant for those who come after us. Your generous giving supports the work of this congregation and possibly Homespace. And now, please rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing blessing. Remain standing afterwards for the benediction. Travel light and travel easy till I see you once again. Travel light and travel easy, and remember I'm your friend. May the road rise up to greet you as you leave your past behind. I will think about you gently, and I'll hold you in my mind. Travel light and travel easy till I see you once again. Travel light and travel easy, and remember I'm your friend. We do not have much time to gladden the hearts of those who travel this way with us. So be swift to love and make haste to be kind. Go in peace.